So how can you tell someone has panic attacks or mainly depression? Keep in mind, personally, I didn't have depression till a couple weeks after my first few panic attacks. When I couldn't leave my house, that's when I started to have depression. When you can't do the things you want to do, how the things that you used to be able to do, that's when the depression kicks in. Some people that doesn't have anxiety could have depression. I knew some people that has depression, but they didn't have anxiety. They can go to work, they can leave the house, but things like that, but they still feel depressed. You can tell. There's a couple ways. You can tell by the person, the face. Looking at that person, you can tell that person might not want to talk too much. That person might try to stay away from a lot of people, coworkers, friends, family, even things like that. You know, let's say someone that wasn't depressed, but out of nowhere that person start having depression. If that person used to only eat like healthy food, go out and go for walks, jog, whatever it is to keep fit and things like that, and then one day that person say I feel sad, I feel depressed for whatever reason. That person might not eat as much, like overeats or eat things that he or she didn't used to eat. The other thing you can tell is by the face. Before when I started having panic disorder, if you look at my older videos from like a year and a half ago, or maybe even about a year and a half ago, up to 2 years, you'll see that a lot of my videos was for me just laying down in bed, right? And I always had that look on my face like this. Like my face is kind of like sagging down, like I always look sad. I didn't have like my face just my facial expression didn't look happy. I was looking sad all the time. As soon as I woke up to by the time I go to sleep, that's when the only time I feel happy is when I'm sleeping, because I wouldn't feel any anxiety symptoms, sensation, anything like that. I will only smile when it's almost time for me to actually fall asleep, because when I'm sleeping, I don't feel anything. I feel happier when I'm sleeping, but when I'm waking up, that's when the depression kicks in, the thinking and stuff like that. I never had any thoughts of like self harm or suicidal thoughts, anything like that. You know, but yes, that's another way you can tell. It's just looking at that person's face. Right now my face is, if you watch me from ever since I started making videos with panic disorder, you're gonna see there's a difference on how my face looks. I'm not talking about the look on my face, but when I talk, I couldn't really talk. I would be making videos just laying down, like not, just sitting or laying down. Most of the time, I was just laying down, and I couldn't really get on my bed. That's why. Another thing you can tell with a person that has depression, if that person go to school or go to work and school, and all they do is all they do is go home and then go to sleep or eat and wake up to the same thing over and over. Like they don't want to leave the house unless they have to. Like I mentioned, you can have depression without the anxiety. Or you can have both. I personally knew someone that had depression but didn't have anxiety, and he said he can leave the house. He had no panic attacks, nothing like that, no symptoms. It's just that he just doesn't feel like he wants to do things besides going to work, to provide food, money for the family, for his family, And then he said, if it was just him, he said he would probably just work part time, just stay home and sleep, And but since he has a family, he goes to work. For me, part of my depression is coming from not being able to work, and because when I did work with my panic disorder, I couldn't do anything, because every time I tried to do something, I was so focused on my symptom, my sensation, that it triggered me into having a panic attack. Another way you can tell is the person just doesn't want to do the thing that he or she used to do. You know, if you know someone that has depression and that person used to live in like an active lifestyle, like likes to go to work, likes going to school, goes home from school and does the homework, finish the homework, and then go out, go to work. Uh, travels, likes to go driving, likes to go random places, like going to the mall, whatever. Like for myself, when I used to, when I didn't work graveyard for a couple of months, and once I get off work, I I go pick up my daughter before I go home from school, before she goes home from school. Once I get off work, I just drive to school and pick her up. And then sometimes I will ask her, you want to go to the mall just to walk around? We don't always go buy something, you know. She said, sure, if you're not tired. I usually do it on a Friday morning, because I'm not Friday morning, but Friday afternoon, because I would be off, no, actually Thursday afternoon, because I'm off Friday, Saturday. So once I get home from Thursday and I go pick her up, sometimes we'll go to the mall. And if Friday, if I go pick her up, if her mom, my girlfriend asks me if I can go pick our daughter up, I say sure, and then I'll tell her I might just take her to the mall if she wants to go. If she says yeah, I'll go too, then she'll go. If she says no, you guys can go, I have to work to catch up to her. I need to do stuff on the computer, and then I said okay, and then we'll just go to the mall, just to go to the mall. Like I said, we don't have to go buy anything. We just go, just to go, just to spend time. Um, instead of being on the phone. Like when I grew up in the 80s and 90s, even in the early 2000s, I didn't have a phone when I was a teenager. We didn't have fast internet. We didn't have Wi-Fi. We didn't have things like that. We didn't have smartphones. So back then, when I grew up, the places I used to go was always either the arcade or to the mall. How I used to just go to the park. Things like that. Most kids now, most teenagers now, if they're not, if they're at home, they're either on the computer playing game on the PlayStation, Xbox, stuff like that, or on the phone. Um, so that's why, I mean, it's like you can tell by somebody having depression by them not being active. They either lack of sleep or they have too much sleep. It's like 8 hours of sleep is perfect, but some people with depression, they're like, oh, 8 hours is not enough. I want to sleep 12 hours. It's like, it's not that they're lazy. It's just that they don't feel like they can do anything. Or they feel like no matter what they do, they're not happy. No matter what they do, the person they're with is not happy. It feels like they don't have the willpower to do the things they want to do. And if they didn't have depression before, they start having it for whatever reason, they're gonna feel like they can't do anything. And then by them feeling like they can't do anything, that's what their brain knows. Their brain's gonna say, okay, yeah, you're right. Let's just do nothing. I was like that for I think about a year, with the depression. And then that slowly, when I started leaving my house, that's when the depression got better. Keep in mind, everyone's depression is different. If you have a panic disorder, your depression might be coming from your panic attacks. If you're housebound, your depression is coming from that because you can't leave your house, and then you're going to start thinking, what's the point of me trying to get off my bed and leave the house when I know I can't leave the house? Then that's when your depression gets worse, because your brain only knows depression. Your brain only knows that you can't, I can't, I won't, and I'm scared, things like that. That's how I was with my depression. Like my face will always be drooping down, sagging, always looking sad. And I mean, now you can tell there's a difference. Like when I'm talking, I'm talking louder. I'm not saying I'm going to start yelling at the phone or anything, but I'm more active. I'm not laying down on my bed like I used to all the time. I'm leaving my house, even for that 5 minutes helps with my depression. Anytime I get up and move around, my body, the depression slowly goes away. So like I say, depression for everyone's different. If you have depression without being housebound, or without having social anxiety or anything like that, it's different for you. For me, my depression is coming from my panic attacks, from not being able to work. That's one thing that gave me a panic. I mean, that's one thing that gave me depression. The other one is not being able to work. I'm not working right now. I haven't been working for about 2 years now. I no longer feel so depressed because I'm looking for a job. Like I mentioned last year, this time, I wasn't even thinking about working. I was thinking about just leaving my house. I was depressed because I couldn't drive again. Now I'm driving, so that depression of not driving is gone because I'm driving. So whatever I was depressed about, not being able to do, the more I do it, the more I show myself that I can do the things that I thought I couldn't do anymore. That depressed state of mind slowly left. So whatever you're depressed about, you have to kind of work on it. Because like I said, if your mind feeds off your happiness, that's all at once. If it's only knows sad and depressed, that's all your mind's gonna know. So once your mind knows how to be happy, it's gonna feel this happy sensation throughout your body. When you're feeling depressed, you feel tired, you feel like your body's weighted down, but whatever you do and it makes you feel happy, you can tell that your body feels more relaxed. You're not tense. Your body feels so light. You feel like you can smile. Sometimes, if you're watching TV, something's funny. Sometimes you just randomly laugh. Sometimes I randomly laugh because there's a funny thought that pops in my mind, and I just laugh. And then, by me doing that, I can tell that depression is like it's not really there. So watch TV, find something funny, and just feed your mind with the positivity. And you might say, "Oh, there's nothing positive about my lifestyle. All I want to do is sleep." Well, watch when you sleep. When you're watching TV, try not to lay down and watch TV. Try to sit on a chair. Try to sit somewhere else and watch TV. If you usually watch TV by yourself and you have family, you have kids, you have niece, nephew, whatever, even a dog, a cat, or whatever, go watch TV with them. Go sit outside in a different room, watch TV. Try to stay away from your own room if you have to. You might say, "Oh, but that's still watching TV." Try to get out of your own room to do something. Sit in your backyard or whatever. If you're always watching videos on YouTube, watching it laying down, go outside in your yard and watch videos on your phone. Just be outside somewhere else. And then you're gonna feel that happy sensation. Like I say, watch something funny at night before you go to bed, and then your mind's gonna think about it, and then it's not gonna think about anything that's sad. Then when you wake up, you might even think about it, and then go watch something else. You want to end your day with something positive, whether you're watching something funny or whatever, and then start your day the same way you end it off with, and then your mind is just gonna be like, "Oh, I want this happy feeling that I felt last night. Let's do it again." And then slowly your mind is gonna feed off of that, and then it's gonna say, "I want to pick up on the happiness." Like before, um, when I hear yelling from outside, my mind is like, "Wait, people are yelling at each other, are yelling at me, even though they're not yelling at me." And then I hear people smiling, having a good time, laughing and stuff. My mind won't pick that up. And now, with the way I change my thoughts, it's like if I hear people yelling and I hear people outside having a good time, my mind picks up those people are having a good time, laughing and stuff. My mind is like happy for them, and then my mind is like, let's be happy with them. Let's do something that will make us happy and smile and stuff like that. So you can always tell when someone has depression by the way they look. Even though they try to smile, you try to fake smile, you can kind of tell if you look at them, they'll go like, they're like trying to force it, and then like right here will start tingling and stuff. You can tell that's a fake smile because they're trying to smile, but their face just wants to frown back down. Anyways, that's pretty much it for how you can tell who has depression or not, just by the way they change their lifestyle around. Some people you can tell, like, they used to like to dress nicely, and then they start wearing, like, after that they had depression for whatever reason. They might just start dressing slappy, not combing their hair, things like that. Just lack of doing the things they like to do, and they just change their lifestyle around. But anyways, that's pretty much it.